Have you ever felt like life is just a series of setbacks? Like every time you take a step forward, you get pushed 3 steps back. If that's you, I want to talk about a story that might just change your perspective. It's the story of a young man named Joseph. Now, Joseph had a pretty rough start, to say the least. He was the favorite son, which sounds great, but it made his 10 older brothers incredibly jealous. So jealous, in fact, that they sold him into slavery. Imagine that, your own family betraying you in the worst way possible. He ends up in Egypt, a foreign land, with nothing and no one. But here's where it gets interesting. Even as a slave in the house of a high-ranking official named Potiphar, Joseph excelled. He was trustworthy, hardworking, and had integrity. Things started looking up. But then, disaster strikes again. Potiphar's wife falsely accuses him of a terrible crime, and just like that, he's thrown into prison. From favored son to slave, and now to prisoner. It seems like his life is in a downward spiral. In prison, forgotten by the world, it would have been so easy for Joseph to give up, to become bitter and resentful. And who could blame him? But he didn't. He kept his faith and continued to use his God-given gifts, even in the darkest of places. He interpreted the dreams of 2 fellow prisoners, a baker and a cupbearer. He asked the cupbearer to remember him when he was restored to his position. But guess what? The cupbearer forgot. For 2 more long years, Joseph sat in that prison cell, seemingly abandoned. Have you ever felt like that? Like you've been forgotten? Maybe you've done the right thing, helped others. But when you needed help, no one was there. It's a lonely and painful place to be. But this is the crucial turning point in Joseph's story, and maybe in yours too. Because one day, Pharaoh, the king of all Egypt, has a disturbing dream that no one can interpret. Suddenly, the cupbearer remembers the young man in prison who could interpret dreams. Joseph is summoned from the dungeon, and he correctly interprets Pharaoh's dream. Warning of 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of severe famine. Because of his wisdom, Joseph isn't just freed from prison, he's elevated to the 2nd highest position in all of Egypt. He goes from prisoner to prime minister in a single day. He is put in charge of preparing the entire nation for the coming famine. The very skills he honed in Potiphar's house, and even in prison management, integrity, and wisdom are now being used to save millions of lives. The story comes full circle when the famine forces his brothers to come to Egypt to buy food. They stand before this powerful Egyptian ruler, not recognizing him, and bow down. It's the very dream that sparked their jealousy years ago. But Joseph doesn't seek revenge. Instead, when he finally reveals himself, he says something absolutely profound. He tells his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Think about that. Every betrayal, every false accusation, every moment of despair was a piece of a much larger puzzle. What looked like a series of random, tragic events was actually a carefully orchestrated path, leading him to a position of immense purpose. The pit, the slavery, the prison day weren't punishments. They were preparation. So what does this mean for you? If you're in a season of hardship right now, if you feel betrayed, overlooked, or stuck, remember Joseph. Your current struggle might not be the end of your story. It might just be the training ground for your future. The pain you're experiencing could be preparing you for a purpose you can't yet see. Don't lose hope. What others may mean for evil in your life, or what feels like a crushing defeat, can be turned into something powerful for good. Your story isn't over yet. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that I hope will inspire and encourage you. See you on the next one.